And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Time for Angela After Dark. Tonight, we're focusing on parenting and how some parents are having trouble with control after their little birds fly out of the nest and go to college. According to a new report, some helicopter parents are doing the most by tracking their college-age kids through apps and even getting in touch with their professors behind their backs. It's believed this kind of behavior can be harmful to development for those young people. Joining us to talk about it, Dr. Angela Jones and a so-called recovering helicopter parent, Crystal Ward Carter. Glad to have you all here on The Factor Uncensored. Crystal, first of all, establish for us, for those who don't know what a helicopter parent is, spell it out for us.
Okay, so a helicopter parent is someone that's overly involved, always there.
Hovering,
overly involved, always there. To swoop in and kind of save their child when they're in trouble.
And when did you realize that you were that parent?
I think I started as a helicopter parent because I'm not from Houston. I'm from a small country town, and generations of family members, grandparents, great-grandparents, I grew up like that. And so it became really daunting raising kids here in Houston, and I have to leave my child, my beautiful baby, with someone I don't know. And so I think that's where it started for me, feeling like I needed to always be there to protect them. And then also my son is neurodivergent, he's ADHD as well, my oldest, and so there's another layer of protection I feel like I need to offer for him too.
Dr. Jones, is it necessarily a bad thing to be a helicopter parent?
It depends on the situation, right? If your child is showing issues or they have shown behavior to show that they can't be trusted, they're constantly lying, then maybe it couldn't benefit them, right? But the problem is that helicoptering, as she said, is starting at a very young age because it's just so easy to do it. Honestly, there's apps that are free so you can track your child. iPhone has Find My iPhone. There's so many ways that you do it automatically without realizing you're already starting that pattern. I can actually see myself as a problem right now with my children because it's already so ingrained in our technology that it's an automatic. It's like you don't follow your kids. Like it's actually like, what is wrong with you? But what happens psychologically, it almost becomes an obsession for you and becomes an anxiety piece for you. And the only way you can ease your anxiety is by being very dependent on these apps and applications. So it actually creates more anxiety rather than alleviate it.
And what happens to the child who becomes the victim of that helicopter parent? How does it impact them?
Well, first it becomes,
if at all.
But it can, right? So if you have a child that is already showing good strategies at school, good grades, and you are still helicoptering them, they're going to be smart enough to find a way around it. So you're just teaching them how to be sneakier. You're teaching them not to trust you. You're teaching them not to confide in you. So the very thing that you probably want the most with your relationship with your child, which is you want them close to you, you want them to trust you, you're actually pushing them away. And you're also stunting their growth. They're not learning from their mistakes because you swoop in, fix their mistake before they actually realize this is a problem and I need to fix it.
Do they become very dependent? Or?
Yes, they can become very dependent. That's why like the age of flying out of the coop is much later and later, because especially with what we had to experience things, and we're just trying in our minds to protect them from that. I mean, case in point to what happened today, there's a school shooting. You want to know where your child is. You want to be able to get in touch with them. So unfortunately, society, everything that's going on is actually adding to that anxiety, feeling that we have to do that. And so trying to find a balance of protecting your children, but also not hurting your children emotionally and mentally is a very fine line.
And Crystal, did you see any in the last 30 seconds we have here, any resentment in your children from being overprotective?
I mean, I have a 13-year-old, so yes. Yes, just today I heard from my 13 and 11-year-old, Mom, you're too controlling, like, because we don't do devices in our house freely like that. And so, and that is a protective factor for us as well, because I feel like a lot of drama in middle school occurs in chats on apps. And so I hear all the time, Mom, you're overprotective. But when I see that they're ready for the independence, I welcome it. You know, we go on overnight scout trips. My son goes along. I feel like I'm recovering in that manner.
She's recovering.
Recovering, yes.
It's a process. Thank you, ladies, for joining us here on The Factor tonight.